Now, Western Sydney Independent Dai Li is the latest MP to say she's open to the idea of forming a new political party. It's been mooted as a way of getting around the government's electoral reforms announced in February, reducing how much independents can spend. And delighted to say Dai Li joins us live now. Good morning to you. How likely is it that this new political party could emerge?
Hi, good morning, Alex. Can I just say the story emerged as a result of people talking about the Tills forming a party, and the Telegraph asked me what is my thought around forming a party. So my answer has been, look, yes, people know of the Western Sydney Community Party that myself and the Mayor Frank Carbone had set up, but the last election I ran as an independent, and from my perspective, it'll be great to have independent in Western Sydney representing Western Sydney communities, because obviously our issues in Western Sydney are very different from eastern and northern beaches. So,
but sorry to interrupt, but is that one of the problems with this idea that although there's a good motivation behind it, this restriction on expenses, that your voters may not understand that you're becoming part of a political party just for logistical reasons? You still want to be viewed as an independent?
Oh, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm talking about a party being set up last year, but I'm not, I'm just saying that basically it's not set up for any federal electoral reform. That was way done before the whole federal electoral reform was introduced. So I'm still running as an independent at this stage, so there's no talk of me being part of any political party.
But would you be open to thinking about it if it means increasing your budget?
No, that's not the reason. For me, if there was any thinking around a party, it'll be to encourage a movement for Western Sydney, for our representation to be heard in the federal parliament. That is around a cause about having a voice in the parliament more than anything else.
OK, so you don't agree with Zali Steggall and Allegra Spender?
Well, I only heard about their intention, and obviously that's in the press around forming, but I don't know the reason behind. I mean, that's what's reported. For me, it's about representing a community, and if there's any traction for the Western Sydney Community Party to take shape and to contest, it'll be around that we've been neglected and we have been not represented in the federal parliament or any, or state parliament. So therefore, if there's any movement around that, it'll be about how do we actually get heard and advocate for our community and resources.
Are you worried about the restriction on spending?
No. I mean, in terms of, you mean for campaign spending?
Yeah, in terms of what was announced in February that it was going to be restricted.
I use my own. I use my own. I mean, we invested our family's money. So, there are rules and regulations there on how much you should spend. And for me, I don't spend a lot in campaign because I'm not a machine, don't have the party machineries. I don't have the backing of the like of Climate 200. It's my own funding and community donations. So whatever I get, I'll spend within that budget.
Well, listen, there's one very big issue that's certainly affecting your part of the electoral map, and that is this final group of Australians that were living in the Syrian Al Roj camp landing back in Australia as early as this afternoon. What's your view about their return?
Look, Alex, I have spoken about this for a while now, since last term, around Australian citizens choosing to leave this wonderful country and go and fight with ISIS. And I have spoken about the fear of my community in Fowler. And there's a large population who've escaped ISIS, those who are of Chaldean, Assyrian, Mandaean, Hasidics. Those community cultural groups have escaped that regime. So I think it's very clear that I think that if they come back, they need to actually pay the price for leaving and leaving this safe country. And my point has always been that the government needs to protect communities like mine and they have to be transparent about where these families will be resettled. And because obviously the government have not really spoken to me about where these families will be resettled, but my hope is that they're not going to be resettled in Fowler or surrounding areas.
OK, Dai Li, really appreciate your time on the show this morning. Apologies for the confusion, but I appreciate you coming on live to clarify. That's Dai Li, our independent MP from Western Sydney, speaking there. Let's go to a break now. We'll learn more about